Okay, let's go ahead and get started there, folks. Welcome back to another, well, 2:15 PST YouTube stream. I'm your host, Strange Bro Jim, and today, as you can see, we got ourselves some Pega learning to do. So we're going to be doing that in the next 45 minutes. We also have, what I normally have about an hour of, just chatting, talking about random stuff, while I try to catch up on all these videos that I have a backlog of, just kind of sitting in my hard drive, which, I feel like I'm still progressing fairly well on. Still have a lot of videos that are scheduled all the way up till October for you, so there's still plenty of content for you to consume if you're interested in that. Um, also, um, um, we'll be, reviewing other things as well. Sometimes during that time. Answering any kind of questions that might pop up or anything along those lines. So, it's a good time to just kind of hang out and chat if you're interested in that kind of thing. Um, and then after that, we got Final Fantasy VII later on tonight. The original, not the remake. Don't currently own the remake. Yeah, I don't have it yet. So, but uh, when I do eventually get it, then I will play it so that we can kind of see like the differences between the two. Um, but yeah, that's for discussion later. So, um, if you're watching this on YouTube, instead of this live stream right now, thank you for clicking on the video. I hope that you enjoy this series because I mean there's a lot of videos out there, so feel free to check those out. I have um, basically a full-on playlist of everything that I've done, going through the missions for both System Architect and Business Architect. So feel free to check those out. Not only discussing the topics, but um, I personally have some additional questions about it. I've sent in suggestions to Pega to try to maybe help clarify a few things as well. So, um, and I've gotten some responses back. So lately, not so much, but they might be pretty focused on trying to work on. From what I understand, they're doing a revamp of the business analyst mission. So we might be seeing a new one coming out, within the next couple of months. Um, we'll see. Um, but who am I and what are these videos? So I am a currently unemployed software developer. Um, I was originally taught Pega at my last job, or at least they tried to teach me. Um, I had an authorized training partner trying to lead me and uh, uh, several other peers in trying to learn Pega so that we could use it for their contractor work that they sent us out on. Um, well, needless to say, the authorized training partner wasn't very well received by myself and my peers. A lot of us, probably the majority of us, to be honest, went to self-study. Um, and the one and only time that I took the certification. I knew that I wasn't ready, but they basically forced my hand, told me that I had to take it at that particular moment in time. So I took it, I failed it, and I haven't had a chance to retake it again. So this is my attempt to get the system architect certification. So now I would hope that if you were to get an authorized training partner, or if you did go with an instructor-led training with Pega Academy, then you would get a lot better training. Um, you'd have actually, a teacher that actually wants to teach what Pega is all about and can answer all your questions. And believe me, go in with questions. Okay, ask as many questions as you can because you want as much information as you possibly can get, especially out of the instructor-led training, which they charge like $5,000 for like 2 weeks maybe. So it is a very rushed um, training session. So make sure that you get your money's worth out of it. Okay, to get your certification. Okay, so but know that I'm not an authorized training partner, and this is not an instructor-led training. Okay, I'm working on my system architect certification myself, so I am in no way a professional in when it comes to Pega. Now, um, you know, I do these videos to, maybe get some help from the Pega community as well. Maybe, someone can answer my questions that I've had in previous videos or, future videos. Um, hence the reason why I record them and I upload them. Um, so I encourage anybody that is, a Pega professional or knows the answer to my questions can answer on them, um, you know, completely, thoroughly, and um, succinctly so that, I understand, you know, um, so I can, figure out what I was missing for that question, right? And hopefully, you help out someone else as well. Um, Now, if you have a particular question about that said topic, feel free to ask that on that particular video, okay? Or ask it right now, right now on live stream. I'll try to do my best to answer it if I can. If I can't, then I will see about trying to find, I've worked with a couple of professionals in the past, so I can always, get in contact with them and ask them, what what the answer would be. So don't feel like, you're not going to get anything out of this either if you're not, you know. So so feel free to ask those questions, okay? Don't be afraid to um, because in the end, we're all trying to help each other out on getting to that certification, okay? So if you need help, if you're not really understanding a particular topic, or if you're kind of struggling with, you know, one part of a particular module, particular topic, particular challenge, whatever, feel free to ask because, I will try my best to answer it. If I can't answer it, I'll find someone that can. Um, so please don't be afraid. Um, but yeah, I'm currently working towards my system architect certification. Um, for those of you that might be working towards your business architect, I've completed the entire mission for it. Okay, I've gone over the 2 missions and the 2 modules. So this is already done. Okay, it's already in the playlist, so you can go through the 2 missions and the 2 modules on that playlist, and you'll be able to get, you know, well, technically I'm just kind of reading through the topics anyway, but, you might be able to get, you know, a little bit more information out of it maybe. Um, like maybe, at times I put up like some additional thoughts about like, hey, you can apply it in this fashion. Um, so you can kind of understand what it's trying to go for, maybe. So, now these two modules here, they are referencing the Pega Express delivery. Okay, so if you're working on the business architect, make sure that you do that Pega Express delivery mission over there on the left-hand side, because I feel like, well, the certification is going to be covering 13% of the certification is going to be on Pega Express, so I feel like that mission is going to give you a lot more information than those two simple modules on the um, business architect mission. So don't be afraid to go to other topics, other modules, other missions to cover the content that you're looking for. Okay, so um, okay. So yesterday we did the escalating light work. It went, we got through it fairly quickly. Today we're going to be doing the challenge escalating light work. There's only one task, 10 minutes long, so shouldn't take too long through this. Now, one thing that I always mention during these challenges is that there is a video here that goes through the step-by-step process of the detailed task. I don't use it unless there's something confusing about the detailed task that does not match with what they're saying. Maybe they skip a step or something along those lines that makes things a little confusing as to what they did. So, or maybe they skipped a step and you're not quite sure exactly how to go about the process. Okay, so the walkthrough can can be helpful if you're not quite sure what the detailed task is asking for at that particular moment in time. So, but I only use it unless if the detailed task has no like it skips steps or something like that. We have a problem with the detailed task. Okay, that's the only time that I'll ever use this video. I think I've only used it once on the stream, so um, but this is available to you if you need it. Okay, if you're struggling on the challenge itself, okay, don't be afraid to hit that button because it will show you a step-by-step process of that detailed task. Okay, so once it's done prepping the instance, then we'll go ahead and add the username and password in, and we'll continue from there. But the scenario is Inscorp is launching a roadside assistance service as a coverage option for automobile insurance policies. Customers initiate assistance request cases after the service is completed. A customer service representative should review a summary of the service provided within 15 minutes and must complete the review within 30 minutes. Otherwise, the assignment is considered late. To encourage assignment completion, configure the past deadline interval to increase the urgency of the assignment by 10 every 15 minutes after the deadline interval elapses until the urgency reaches a maximum of 100. So, if we get through this fairly quickly, then we'll move on to the next topic. But it depends. I mean, we're already 30 minutes into my normal hour, so got about 30 more minutes left. We'll go through these detailed tasks. We'll confirm the work, and then hopefully everything will be completed. Once again, they say that mark is complete. That's a little weird. There's no testing for this. All right. Well, let's go ahead and launch. There's the username and password. The problem is that it takes a little bit of time to get through this, so. Okay. There we go. I need to kind of reduce the size of the window so I can keep an eye on everything. Okay. No, I don't want you to know my location. Thank you very much. Block. Alright. So, when we get through here in the navigation pane of App Studio, click the case type and assistance request to open an assistance request case type. So, click the review service summary step, and in the properties pane, click the goal and deadline tab. So we're looking for the review service summary step. So we're doing case types, assistance request. Now with a summary, it's probably like right near the very end. So that's where I'm going to be kind of looking over here. Yep, there it is. Normally a summary of the, assistance request wouldn't be at the very beginning of the stage, so, or the case life cycle. So, okay, we're going to goal and deadline, and then it says click Open SLA in Dev Studio to open the service level agreement in Dev Studio. So, we can look through this more if you wanted to, the goal and deadline, but they're basically saying, hey, we need to do more in Dev Studio, so here we go. Because we are, working on the past deadline portion. Alternatively, in Dev Studio and App Explorer, expand Assistance Request Process Service Level Agreement and then select Assignment 56 to open the SLA rule. When you create a rule in App Studio, the Pega platform creates a new rule in Dev Studio with the number appended to the rule name. Once again, they're saying, it's saying that it creates a new rule, and it's like, God damn it. The wording is slightly off there, but I mean, I've already kind of talked with them about that once, so although maybe I should, you know, send them across to maybe change this slightly as well. Not sure. All right. On the service level agreement, scroll down to locate the past deadline area of the record. So, um, so we're down here at the past deadline area. Um, in the limit past deadline events to field, enter 6 to repeat the interval until the urgency reaches 100. So, 6. In the minutes field, enter 15 to set the past deadline interval to 15 minutes. In the amount to increase urgency field, enter 10 to increase the urgency of the assignment by 10 each time the interval elapses. Click Select Action. The Perform Action dropdown is displayed. Okay. The Perform Action dropdown is displayed. From the Perform Action dropdown, select Notify Manager to select the notification to the manager of the assigned caseworker each time the past deadline interval elapses. So, notify manager. There we go. Alright, click Save to save the SLA. After you add a past deadline interval to an SLA, you can no longer configure the goal and deadline from the case type. Instead, Pega Platform prompts you to open the SLA rule to view and configure the SLA. So, click Save. Okay. In the header of the Dev Studio, click Create New Assistance Request to create a assistance request case. So they have the image here, which is nice. You know, I like how they did it there. Now, again, you know, create isn't here, but that's normally because, you know, the window itself is small. So, you know, I made it that way so that I can kind of see everything in the screen itself. If I was to make it larger, then it will eventually open up the create or the create menu there. So, but hopefully that didn't screw up my viewing. No, I didn't. Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right, so we're gonna go and close this out here real quick. What I want to do right now is, um, you know, open back up the assistance request and kind of show the fact that, you know, when we click on the review service summary there and we go to goal and deadline, this SLA has advanced configuration. Open the SLA to view and configure. So we can't modify it anymore, you know, just through this particular you know, through these particular options. Okay. If we go to App Studio, it should probably be this exact same thing, but it's not. Hmm, that's interesting. funny that the Dev Studio is telling us um, hmm. Interesting that the note is applying to the Dev Studio, but not to the App Studio, which is interesting. You would think that should be something that the App Studio can't do either. One would figure, right? So I'm gonna take a screenshot of that because that's weird. Um, okay. That was a Pega challenge. Okay. We'll deal with the confirm the work a little bit later. Well, actually, hold on. Let me go ahead and do the confirm the work. So create new assistance request. So create new assistance request. Okay. Advance the case to the review service setup. View service summary step using the account hthomasexample.com. Confirm that the deadline interval is displayed under the form title. So it's review service summary. So um, that's what I'm going to be kind of looking for. We have the H Thomas. Uh, hmm. Okay. Review service summary. Do 30 minutes from now. Wait for at least 45 minutes to elapse and refresh the assignment. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Confirm that the amount of time elapsed since the deadline is displayed in red under the form title. I'm going to assume that these are working perfectly fine. I'm not going to wait around for that. I mean, if you want to wait 45 minutes on this challenge, on this instance, to see whether or not that goes through, then you're welcome to. But to be honest, I don't really want to. Um, so, um, at least not for this particular video. So, I want to kind of move on with that. So, we can click configure case management tools, my work, and my work list to feed the assignments on your work list. So let's go ahead and do that. So, um, configure. So, configure case management tools, my work. And it was my work list, right? So, okay, I don't know if it's bringing this up for you to really see. It is not. So, it's still kind of bringing up this particular window. So I might need to add this window um, to be viewable here. Um, okay, here, let me. We'll copy this. I'll paste a duplicate in. And we will change its properties to list of assignments. Done. Made that one invisible. Wanna try to make this a little bit more viewable and kind of reducing down the size of the window so that you can kind of read through this a little bit more. So, so as you can see, we have the urgency of 10. You have the ID of this particular assignment, and, PXL-1, localizing application go road, status is new, and then of course the select languages. Okay, so listed assignments for the operator, and so on and so forth. So, um, okay, so there's that. In the listed assignments for the operator window, locate the case ID associated with the overdue assignment. Verify the urgency is increased by at least 10 to 50 or more. If you have many assignments in your work list, filter the display settings from the select work type dropdown. So, um, so yeah, basically this one right here, you can kind of filter through, um, what you need. So, obviously, if um, you know, the urgency that I had at that particular moment in time was still at 10 because it hadn't gone past that, um, you know, it hadn't gone past the other minute deadlines. So, um, so yeah, we're, you know, uh, if you want to, like I said, if you want to wait the 45 minutes, you know, to, to see, the priority change, then you're welcome to. Um, I'm not going to necessarily bother. So, once again, by marking this challenge as complete, you're confirming that you successfully completed all the required tasks. Well, I mean, you've had testing before there, so it feels a little odd that you don't have any testing anymore. Once you confirm, your status for this challenge cannot be changed. So, it's just weird that it's no longer doing any kind of tests for this anymore. So, again, not sure what's going on there, but we're gonna go ahead and suggest an edit, obviously, because we were seeing a little bit of a problem with the challenge. So in the challenge, it mentioned that within the Dev Studio, the goal and deadline would be locked from any changes due to the advanced nature of the SLA after the Dev Studio addition made, which I could see was proven. However, and I switched the studio back to App Studio, the goal and deadline was unlocked. I could change the goal and deadline within the App Studio. Shouldn't that be locked as well? If it is locked for the Dev Studio, then it should be locked for the App Studio as well. Also, this challenge also doesn't have a testing for challenge complete. I can just mark it complete and trust that I'm correct. Alright. I'm gonna submit that. And we are done there. Okay, so so that challenge has been completed. We were not able to complete that quickly enough to get to the decision tables and trees in the next module, but that's okay because as you can see, there's a lot there. We're coming to the end of our portion for Pega, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and switch on over to the upload and YouTube content, just chatting and all that jazz. So stay tuned for that. If you're watching this live on YouTube, YouTube at this time. For those of you that are just watching this later on YouTube, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. Hopefully, I provided some um, insight or something that might be helpful to you in your journey to get the certification as well. Again, feel free to make any kind of comments so that I can, you know, if you have any like questions or anything along those lines, then I will do what I can to answer them. Again, if I don't have the answer, then I will see about trying to find someone that can answer your question. Okay, so don't, like I said, don't be afraid to ask questions. Okay, whether it's to me, to your, um, you know, to the Pega instructor, um, to the authorized training partner, whatever, you know, to your team lead or manager, okay, even them, don't feel like um, you can't ask questions, okay. Matter of fact, team leads and managers, you should be encouraging questions, okay. Um, don't feel like every single new associate is going to know exactly what you're talking about or knows exactly what you're doing. You know, ask them. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they haven't seen the way that you're going about doing things before. So don't, you know, be proactive on that. Okay? Just saying. So, um, you know, take the time, take the time, or, take a little bit of time, I should say, in your day, in the week, whatever, to help out new employees. Please, please, you know, um, you know, uh, think of it this way, okay? Um, when you're first starting out, you know, you're trying to learn as much as you can, right? And where are you getting that information from? From books, from instructors, from your own self-study, from your own self-testing, right? But let's face it, not everybody has those resources sometimes, right? They might not necessarily have the instructors. They might not necessarily have like the books at that time. They might not necessarily have the computer to create, their own, um, software or whatnot. Okay, so, um, they might not have all the necessary resources to do, something that you might have been able to do. Okay, everybody has their own process that they go through things, or maybe they've had rough time on their own studies. Okay, um, so be proactive in being a mentor. Okay, please, you know, please help out new entry level programmers. You know, help them learn. Okay, don't shove them off to the side and don't care about them anymore. They're not going to grow. And if you are sick or you're out or something along those lines, then that new hire, that entry level might not know how to pick up the slack. Okay? So, you know, do yourself a favor and help them so that, um, everything goes smoothly. If you give them a project that they need to work on, you know, you need them to be very knowledgeable in what they're doing so that they can pass through that project easily. Okay? Don't shortcut them. Okay? Mentor them, help them, you know, ask them if they have any questions. Make sure that they know that you're open to said questions. Okay, don't be one of those kind of leads or managers that takes one look at the code and goes, "Oh my God, this sucks," and walks away. That's a bad teacher. That's a bad mentor. Okay, don't do that, folks. Okay. I actually had that once during my college years. I had a TA um, look at my code and just said, "Boy, it sucks," and walked away. Did nothing else. Okay. He didn't even want to even look at my code. He didn't even want to try to help me in figuring out why it sucked. Okay. So don't do that. Be better. Okay. So, you know, go through that code, look at it, figure out what's wrong. Okay. Or maybe give them some pointers on how to make it better. Okay. You know, you, if you are a lead, if you are a senior, you have to lead. You know, be a better programmer. Teach, mentor. You know, otherwise, you know, where's everybody gonna go 10, 20 years down the line when all the seniors, you know, retire and you don't have anything there to fill back in, you know, what's going to happen. Okay? So, just kind of giving a little bit of insight on that, okay? You know, and this kind of applies for everything even outside of software development there, folks, okay? Um, be willing to teach, anything, you know, how to repair a computer, how to do math, how to do English, history, um, car mechanics, carpentry, whatever. Okay, you know, be you know, be willing to teach. Okay, attitudes like this person is stupid, I don't want to bother with them, is not helpful. Okay, don't be that kind of person. Okay, you know, understand that some people might not have the kind of background that you might have. Okay. I kind of addressed this once before a while ago. Um, the that one video with the camp counselor, saying, "Hey, we're gonna do a race, for $100. Now everybody, line up, and everybody that answers these questions takes a step forward or something like that." And he names off a whole bunch of questions, and he tells everybody that was like out in front to turn around and see that there were some people that didn't take a single step. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend it, because it applies for anybody. Okay, any kind of um, you know, no matter where you're at. Okay, um, there might be someone that doesn't have everything kind of handed to them. Okay, um, so be willing to reach out your hand and be that mentor. So, all right, that's going to be it for this video. So we're going to go ahead and end it there. Um, help me out with the algorithm. The whole liking and subscribing, that would be fantastic. That would help me out a whole bunch. Check out the description for social media links as well as other links that I have down there. Um, some of which, helps out this channel directly, such as Patreon and Throne, for example. Um, I'm always open for constructive criticism or suggestions. So, you're welcome to come on over to the Discord and give those suggestions to me there as well. Um, so yeah, that's it for today's session. So we're gonna go ahead and shut down this recording right now.